What's going on? What's happening? Um, I don't want to stay up too long. I feel sleepy, but I've been actually reading, and I want to read something, put it out on video, but I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna read it. It's one. Let's see how many lines it is. It's one, two, three, four, five. I'm just gonna say 5 lines. I want to read them, and it's going to be based upon the true God versus Christianity, which would fall under the line of paganism. Christianity is everything that you can name outside of the will of God. Everything. You see what I'm saying? Any kind of spirit of witchcraft, all that kind of stuff. Let me just get right off into it, and I'm gonna turn this around. Let me make sure it doesn't capture anything. Hold on. All right. All right. It says, a single book can change people forever. That's true. The true Jesus Christ, or the true black Messiah. That's what I'm going to say. Unknown to Christianity, there has never been a book like it. Okay, let me check. Just want to make sure I get it. I don't want to go too fast. All right, there has never been a book like it. Bringing God's perspective and plain in plain language. It is based entirely on scripture and no facts of history. It examines the life and ministry and teachings of. Now, hold on. You know what? Even with me reading that, I don't even feel. It's like when I'm reading a book and it don't have all of the truth in there. I love, like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna read it, but when these books are written by, I mean, when just think about it. Think about it like this. If there was a person who, let's say, murdered your loved ones and wrote a book about it, made fun of it, made fun of what they did, and they put lies in that book. Let's just say if they put lies in it. If they took and put lies in it, would you feel comfortable with help pushing that book or help pushing it to be sold? Would you take that book and make money off of it? Think about that. Think about what I just said. Would you endorse that? No, because it really had. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of truth in that book. There's some truth in it, but they don't have the whole truth in there. They're not talking about Christ being the black Messiah. So I don't feel comfortable reading something and you're going to run across some lies in a certain book. I read them because it's got good confirmation in there. I'll read it just to get the confirmation out. But just as I was reading that, I didn't feel comfortable. It's almost like it's a waste of time, especially when you know the truth and you seeking more for the truth. You see what I'm saying? I would feel comfortable exalting Brother Rudolph Winsall, the so-called black man that put the real truth in these books. You see what I'm saying? The real deal. Just as I thought I was gonna take. Now, I might need to have to read something. I probably could read something out of there, but I feel more comfortable when I exalt this. Who is Esau Edom? I've been reading out this one all day, and I'm gonna continue to keep doing it tomorrow. Yeah, because I always try to stay up and characteristics of Esau Edom. God's position toward Edom in this regard was not going to change. It would forever prevent Edom from establishing a civilized nation. The Jews are perhaps the only race that has never had a land. Now, see, this is what we need to talk about. You know? Whoops. Lost the page where I was. Yep. I lost the page where I was. But it says the characteristics of Esau Edom. I read it before, but I'm going to just read a little bit. The characteristics of Esau Edom. As with any script, the Bible reveals certain traits, attributes, and characteristics of various actors or characters it talks about. We can thus find in the Bible some attributes and characteristics of Esau Edom, which some attributes and characteristics of Esau Edom, which will help identify who this actor was in history. That's right. And perhaps in the world today, there is much evidence shown that the seed of Esau may safely be identified with modern Jewry. Edom's symbolic name. The first revealed attributes associated Esau with Edom in Scripture is that of a color associated with his name. Esau Edom is symbolically associated with the color red. Esau was actually born with these attributes as is described in this account of his birth. And the first Esau came out red. That's talking about the Europeans, all over like a hairy garment. And they call his name Esau. Here we find that Esau had the physical attributes of being red and hairy, which is contrasted with Jacob's appearance, who was a plain man. That's right, a plain man. Genesis 25 and 27. The red color of Esau was to be a sign that he would later sell his birthright to Jacob for some red pottage. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am fainted." Therefore was his name called Edom. That's why they call him Esau. Because he was red all over, and hairy. Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me." Okay, I read that already. The word Edom actually means red. That's what I just said. The word Edom actually means red, just as the name Esau signifies red. This character thus represents the color red when we look at the meaning and symbolically associated with the color red in both scripture and secular history. We have a better understanding of the nature and identity of Esau Edom and who he is to be identified with. Here are some illustrations. Red is representation of blood. That's why they kill a lot of our people like George Floyd. And bloodshed. Red represents blood and bloodshed. That's 2 Kings chapter 3 and 22. That's in the Old Testament. Isaiah in the Old Testament, chapter 1 and 15. Scarlet or red is symbolic of sin in general. That's Isaiah chapter 1 and 18. The red horse of the book of Revelation signifies war and the ability to cause war. Revelation 6 and 4. Esau was to be warlike and live by the sword. That's why you wonder why you can be sitting down chilling and Esau will come right up and try to pick a fight or just try to create a problem. You see what I'm saying? When you could be minding your own business. I wish I could have said this earlier. You know what I'm saying? I guess your sound travels, but I'm not worried. That's all right. I know I need to be in the bed, but I wanted to kind of talk about this. It says, the red horse of the book of Revelation signifies war and the ability to cause wars. Revelation 6 and 4. Esau was to be warlike and live by the sword. That's Genesis 27 and 40. The anti-Christian satanic system which ruled Rome was identified as a red a red dragon. Revelation 12 and 3. Jews are the most anti-Christian people on the face of the earth. That's Esau. And a lot of our people is into Christianity. And how you know they're anti-Christianity? When you speak on stuff like this, they try to shut you down because most of the time they in their flesh because they wake up every day and they willing to feed on more of their ego. They want to feed their flesh instead of feeding themselves the word. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they want to do because you have to understand the flesh wants to be fed too. The great beast of mystery, Babylon, which was to spread abominations and death to the earth, to the whole earth, is scarlet or red in color. And the woman on the beast it is dressed in scarlet. Revelation chapter 17, verses 3 through 4. The reason it's describing it like that. Those are it's showing you, like, you can't go in the Bible and you can't find black, you can't find Caucasian in the Bible. You ain't gonna find that in there. But you can go in there and you'll find Idumea. And you can find Esau and Edom. And you may ask the question, who is Esau? Who is Edom? Right? When you look in this modern day age in America and all over the world today, and you see who control the world, you see the people that behave as far as killing and all that type of stuff, you can do the math like that and you will know who those people are. All you got to do, let me say this. Go sit up, just put in your plug, your earphones, and just read your book. Or just sit there and chill and play your music. And I'm not challenging anybody to do it, but all you just be outside, or just go by a store or a business, just minding your business, or just walking on the streets, and watch how these people going to behave. Watch this is help identifying what you need to be asking is, well, who is these people that it says the great beast of mystery Babylon, which was to spread abominations and death to the whole earth in scarlet or red. And now you may read that and you say, who is that the Bible talking about? Who are these people that the Bible speaking of? It's just like if you trying to locate your family members, you reading stuff, but it's never giving you no kind of information on who these people are. Have you noticed people say, well, what's their last name? And that way I know what you're talking about. Or like, well, what did Clarence do? How was his behavior and that way we can determine and we can come up with evidence of who this person is and where his whereabouts or his locations. What I'm trying to tell you is the Bible is a somewhat identical. It's like looking for a lost loved one that you've been wanting to know where they was for years. And you read something and you like, man, I want to find who these people are. And you start asking, you start doing investigating and stuff like that. You go to asking people, man, have you seen this person? They show a picture. Well, what did they do? What was their behavior? Oh, his behavior, he was a warlike man. This man describe him to me. He had this type of hair. He chilled at home. He liked to barbecue chicken. He baked, he cooked outside, everything. He chilled. He played music. Oh, that's my uncle, you know? So it's like, same thing with this Bible. You can pick it up and read it, and you read certain things in there, and a lot of time we don't understand it. And we ask ourselves, who is this talking about? And then you start doing investigation. And once you start doing investigation, you find out real quick who it is. So the key word, the characteristics, what's the behavior? What is the characteristic of these people that go in schools and shoot up people? Who are these people? You see what I'm saying? What are their characteristics? What do they do? You know, stuff like that. Yeah. So I was reading on page 20. The characteristics of Esau, Edom. So I'm gonna come back again. That's why haven't been uploading too many today. I think this is about off and on today. I've been doing because I've been mostly just been reading. When I be off camera, that's all I'm doing, you know. So I'm gonna get up out of here and I'm gonna see y'all later, man. All right.